6.2 million men. Prime working age, this is between the age of 25 and 54. These men are not working, and even worse, they're not looking to work.
You see, guys, most men have opted out of society. Women, society told us we don't like you, we don't want you, and now men are walking away. 30 million men have stopped working, and society and women are panicking because men pay 80% of all taxes while women make 80% of all consumer purchases. And now we're seeing hard times have arrived, and men are no longer going to foot the bill. Today's video comes from the How Money Works channel. His channel will be linked in the description of the video so that you can go and check him out. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of all of these men walking away from society, walking away from their jobs, focusing on living their best lives, and the effects that it's going to have on women who are now going to find themselves dealing with extraordinary situations in cases of poverty and destitution in Tier 1 10 cities. And now let's just go ahead and jump into the video right after a message from Angry's Crypto Academy. And guys, you know the drill. Hard times are here. The ATMs will stop working. Banks will chain the doors. And the only way you're going to be able to protect your wealth and safeguard your future is going to be with crypto. Angry's Crypto Academy will teach you how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in crypto. It's one of the most important things that you can do right now. Plus, you know, you can discover a dark horse cryptocurrency that virtually no one is talking about, that will mint you millionaires in the upcoming bull run, all available over in Angry's Crypto Academy, which is linked in the description of the video below. So go ahead, join the academy, because hard times are here and you don't want to be left behind or end up in Tier 1 10 city. And now let's just go ahead and jump right ahead into the video.
Young people intentionally opting out of the workforce.
The new analysis of data shows that more American men are staying out of the workforce.
The number of Americans quitting their job is higher than ever.
About 10 million people, roughly the same as the entire population of New York City, are missing from the U.S. workforce right now. They're not working, not studying, not retired, and not in institutions. They've just gone. Let's talk about a number that might surprise you. 14.7%. That was the peak unemployment rate in America during recent years, the highest it has been since records started in 1948. Although that crisis has passed, it has left behind a confusing situation in the job market. This trend is not something new. Since the 1960s, about 1 in 1,000 American men have been leaving the workforce each month, never coming back. What used to be a slow, steady exit has now turned into a larger wave, changing the shape of America's economy in a significant way. Want to see this trend in action? Take a look at Mississippi. The labor force participation rate there is just 54%, compared to the national average of 62%. You might assume that means there are no jobs available. But that's not the case. Job boards in the area are filled with openings. It's like trying to set people up on dates, but the participants keep dropping out. Now here's the surprising part. Men aged 25 to 55, usually seen as being in their prime working years, are the main group behind this trend. At the same time, more women are joining the workforce. By 2008, women were entering jobs nearly as fast as men were leaving them. Recent data from Pew Research shows that in most major U.S. cities, young women now earn more than young men, and they are graduating from college at higher rates too. Now, you might expect that it's the wealthier men who can afford to step away from work, but that's not the case. In fact, it's often the lower income group that tends to leave the workforce. So, why is this happening? A big part of the issue is that many unskilled jobs no longer offer a path to the American dream. Since 1979, productivity has surged by 61.8%, but hourly wages have hardly moved, rising by only 17.5%. So, what are these people who have left the workforce doing instead? Some have turned to what's known as the shadow economy. This informal economy is surprisingly large. Edgar Feige estimates it adds around $2 trillion to the US economy, roughly 12% of the nation's GDP. This underground market offers another way for people to earn money when they've stepped away from regular jobs. Government assistance also plays a big part in supporting those who are not working. While many welfare programs require people to actively look for jobs, disability payments often don't have that condition. Research by Nicholas Eberstadt shows that disability insurance payments have grown faster than other major social programs. Adjusted for inflation, these payments rose from $20 billion in 1970 to $143 billion by 2015. With so many people stepping away from work, the consequences are hard to ignore, especially as key industries face worker shortages. As of August 2024, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported 8 million job openings, with significant gaps in important fields like healthcare, education, and skilled trades. There are several reasons for this disengagement. Competition for high-status jobs has grown, while wages for many basic jobs have not kept up with the rising cost of living. This wage gap leaves many workers feeling discouraged, as their earnings don't match the effort or rising expenses. Adding to the complexity is the widespread belief in a skill shortage. This idea has created a strange situation. Millions of people are unemployed while millions of jobs remain vacant. It has disrupted traditional career paths, shifting the responsibility for job training away from employers and onto workers and the education system. The recent troubles in the tech industry show that even jobs we thought were safe can be shaky. In 2024, over 384 tech companies have laid off more than 124,000 employees. These changes are pushing us to rethink how we work, learn, and support each other. Finding solutions.
This has been on my mind quite a bit lately. Some of you may or may not have seen a lot of these articles and news stories and videos on YouTube or any other platform talking about how men are dropping out of the workforce. They don't want to work normal jobs anymore or anything like that. They're just like, you know what, we're done. And in my personal opinion, it mainly leads to the American dream that is no longer a dream. It's just a load of bullshit. Especially since a lot of us, men specifically, have realized society does not give a shit about us if we're sick, injured, or if you pass away. I think the only time a man really gets praise for all the things he has accomplished throughout his lifetime and really gets his flowers isn't until he dies. As much as I really hate saying that, I mean, the truth is the truth and it needs to be said. Because when you have a combination of things going on at the same time right now, like jobs not wanting to pay, Americans, a livable wage, as a lot of people would say, because you have a lot of undocumented or illegal aliens coming into this country that are taking those exact same jobs that Americans would have had and paying them significantly less money under the table to do the same job. That way, that employer's company can make a larger profit. And you also have those who went to school, got their degree in this, that, or whatever, and now they really can't find much work in that field, even if it's a field where there's supposed to be work available. And those individuals who are in massive student loan debt because they've been told that, oh, you have to get your degree in, in this, that, and the third in order to get the great jobs because people with degrees are making more money. Or at least that's what they've been led to believe. Even that's what I've been led to believe at one point. But thankfully, I did not go to any major university. I was never really interested in going to college like that because unless I was going to go for like a STEM field or anything like that, I just didn't see the point of going. And what really woke me up to that and, let me know that I made the right decision was reading the book called Worthless by Aaron Clary. I highly recommend that book for anyone, thinking of going to college or anything or going to a trade. Definitely read that book before you make your final decision. Because in my humble opinion, there's no reason to go into massive student loan debt over something and you can't even find work in that field. So what the hell are you getting?
Have 7 million men ages 25 to 54 not working or looking for work. 7 million. You can't build a civilization, a culture, a nation, an economy on men who are not activated and working and producing. What it means is you have far more consumers than producers. And then you have a whole generation of young men that are going to vote to increase the taxes on men who are working to reallocate wealth, which is stealing. And the result is at some point you run out of other people's money. That's why we now have record national debt. And now credit card debt in America has for the first time reached over $1 trillion. So men are not going to work or working. In addition, they are not generating income, but they're expecting the government to provide for them. And then they're taking out high interest rate credit cards to fund a lifestyle that they don't work for.
You see, guys, what's happening now is that men became hip to the BS. Men woke up and said, you know what? We're not going to tolerate this anymore. We are not going to be a part of the SLAVE class anymore. This society does not like us. It does not want us. It punishes us for simply existing. Well, guess what? We're taking our ball, we're going home, and we're going to live our best lives. one of the things that a lot of men are doing is they're doing day trading at home. They're day trading crypto. All right. So they're making hundreds of dollars a day day trading crypto. I actually got an email from one of my subscribers recently, and he says, "You know what, bro? I only have about 2 months left before I'm probably going to be homeless. Do you know? So could you tell me a little bit more about your crypto day trading course now? Can I definitely make? I'm not making this up. Can I definitely make $100 a day?" And I responded. I said, "Dude, this is the wildest email you've ever sent me. I really hope it's not as bad as you're saying it is." And I told him to definitely go and check out the academy. You know, you can we have a crypto day trading course in there, and we also have a blueprint in there available to bootcamp members. It's actually called the Crypto Day Trading Blueprint for Dummies, and basically it cuts through all of the BS. It gets it tells you the most simple trading strategies to use to quickly make anywhere to make easily a couple $100 a day working only an hour a day. And a lot of men are going to do it because they're basically going to keep on procrastinating until homelessness is a thing. And of course, a lot of men are doing what they're supposed to do. They are getting their money. They're basically, and they're, building value for themselves. The thing about men is that the average man can live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road. The average woman cannot. Most men don't need a lot to survive. Most women do need a lot to be happy. Most women do need a lot to survive. And it's a very intriguing situation right now. This is one of the reasons why I told you guys to be prepared, because hell on earth is here. A lot of people just don't realize it yet. The ATMs are going to freeze up, and the banks are going to shut their doors, and your wealth is going to be in jeopardy. I've emphasized this a lot with you guys, but some people don't like to listen. So, with crypto, you discover a way to safeguard your assets. And you can check out Angry's Crypto Academy, because we actually teach you how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in the most secure coins. Plus, you'll discover the dark horse cryptocurrency that no one is talking about, which will mint you millionaires in the upcoming bull run. You can actually click the link in the description of the video below to find out what this crypto is and join the academy today. But I mean, guys, it is a serious situation that is occurring in Western society right now. Men are beginning to wake up and realize that, you know what? This is if we don't take action very quickly, we're going to, we're not going to survive. But at the same time, women are panicking because they're like, holy cow. They're like, holy cow. The economy is going to hell, and we need provider men now. We need men to rescue us. We need men to step in and save us from what's coming. And as a result, men are just basically saying, okay, well, listen, if you want my help, you're going to have to, figure it out on your own, because I'm not coming back. I'm not gonna rescue you. This is not Smallville. No one's going to save you this time. I said this already, that women were going to say the next time we had a major crisis, women are going to say, "Man, help," and men were going to whisper, "No." There is no reason for men to get involved in relationships. There's no reason for men to bail women out. There's no reason for men to get their hands dirty. There just isn't. Men have woken up and realized that society does not like them. And the best thing that they can do for themselves is to just 100% walk away. Walk away from a society that doesn't like you. Walk away from a society that just wants to use you. Walk away. And that's the key point right now. That's the absolute key point that I try to emphasize, and I try to make it clear to a lot of men. It's time to walk away. It's time to take a step back and wake up and realize that you're dealing with a reality. You're dealing with a society that is never going to come around. You're dealing with a society that is only going to keep on trying to take advantage of you. Is only going to keep on trying to use you for everything that you're worth. And you're better than that, because no one is coming to rescue us. No one is coming to save us as men. Only we can help ourselves. Only we can save ourselves. The irony in the entire situation is that society also needs us to save society, because a country without its men is not a country. A country without its men is a wasteland. It's a point I've made. It's something I've said plenty of times. And now, guys, you're beginning to see it play out. You absolutely are beginning to see it play out 100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And women did this to themselves. Women absolutely did this to themselves. They absolutely put themselves in this situation. And now they're going to have to deal with those consequences. They're going to have to deal with those hardships. They're going to have to basically figure it out for themselves, because men are no longer going to supplement the living and the lifestyles of women. It's just not happening. Men are sick and tired of it. Women said, okay, we choose the beer. So men are like, okay, cool. Well, if you choose the beer, then go hang out. You can go hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo in the woods. But don't look to me to supplement your living and your lifestyle anymore. Okay, sweetie? You're going to figure that one out for yourself. And I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to subsidize you, and I'm not going to rescue you. You chose this for yourself.
Majority of these prime age men are spending around 2,000 hours a year on screens. They're not doing housework either. The data shows they're not pulling their weight around the house. If they've got a woman in the house that's working for them, and that's what's happening, or others are working for them and supporting them, well, they're not helping out with housework. They're not caring for the children. They're not volunteering and adding value. The other reason this matters is that the souls of men are dying. The data shows that men who aren't working or looking for work are spending less time doing anything productive.
So basically, as men, our only purpose is to work and provide value to society. And if we're not working, then our soul is dying. If we are not slaving away and laboring for society and for modern women so that we can have this so-called legacy, then our souls are dying. This is a load of crap, all right? They want their SLAVEs back, and men are basically saying no. Men are saying we're done with it. We're not going to slave away and throw away our health and everything for a society that does not like us. And here's the thing. When a man doesn't have a wife, when a man doesn't have children, something very miraculous happens. All of a sudden, he has a lot more disposable income, but his cost of living goes down substantially. He doesn't need to spend more to keep a roof over his head. He can downsize. He can rent a room, live in a trailer. It doesn't really matter to him. Or if it's a possibility, even live with family. All right. And he will live a simple life of luxury and comfort. Men don't need much to survive. And it's something that women absolutely resent about us. But it's the honest to goodness truth. We can, the average man can live happily in a shoebox at the side of the road, but the average woman cannot. And as a result of that, because men are minimalist, most men are minimalist by nature, we can survive. Not only can we survive suffering, but we can even overcome it and thrive regardless of it. That's what we are designed. Men are designed for suffering. We're designed to overcome suffering. We're designed to thrive regardless of suffering. There are some men in the face of suffering who thrive even more because of said suffering, because that's just how they are built. All right. It's like guys who go into the Marines and they're like, well, we're just doing the jobs that no one else wants to do. And that's just their attitudes. But men have been pushed out of society. Men have been humiliated. Men have been disregarded. Men have been disrespected. Look at the current state of the United States military. Look at what the military became under Joe Biden. All right. Look at how men were treated. Look how men are still treated. And of course, while Trump is trying to restore order and balance, most men aren't going back. Most men are not going to go back to the military. And Gen Z are they're not misfits. They're not fit for military service, let alone the workforce. That's why, they're being tossed out of the workforce rapidly, and they will never, ever be allowed to come back, because the longer you are out of the workforce, the more difficult it is to return to the workforce, because you end up with major gaps in your resume. So unless they can secure a job now somewhere in their fields, and, if they're out of the workforce for 2, 3, 4 years, it again, with so much competition and fewer jobs in the coming years, they're screwed. So a lot of them, for them, their future is homelessness, poverty, and destitution. Ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now.
But understanding these trends is essential for adapting to shifts in the job market. These changes are impacting more than just the job market. They're reshaping the very fabric of our families and communities, how we see ourselves, and challenging the idea that hard work always leads to success and financial stability. Education has always been seen as the key to better opportunities, but it's struggling to keep up. While college degrees usually mean higher pay, the rising costs of education and growing student debt make many people question if it's still worth it. By 2024, student loan debt in the US hit $1.7 trillion, increasing by 3% from the previous year. At the same time, new forms of education are becoming popular. Coding boot camps, online courses, and short certificates offer new ways to find jobs, especially in tech. However, it's still unclear how these will affect the job market in the long run. So, where do we go from here? The answer is not easy. It's not just about adding more jobs. It's about rethinking what work means in our society. The 10 million who left the workforce are more than statistics. They represent changing values and challenges. Their departure urges us to reconsider our views on work, success, and fulfillment. This moment calls for reflection and adaptation as we face a new landscape together.
These men back out of the cave. We got to change the narrative about work. Work isn't something that sucks that you should only do just to make it through the weekend. But it's being supported by anti-work policies from our government. We have more entitlements, more reasons for people not to work than ever before. I would also suggest to you that we need some tough love, because a lot of you out there are supporting these very men because you feel like you're supposed to. If you don't work, you don't eat.
Here's where things get interesting. You see, this is little bro. I'm the big bro. This is the little bro. This is the little homie. This is the little homie. Because most men who are doing this lifestyle, they are supporting themselves. They're doing things like crypto day trading, or they worked 20 years in the military and now they're collecting their pension. Or they never went to college and they saved up a good amount of money during the period of time in which they did work, so they didn't get into relationships or dating, or they just mostly avoided that. They opted out at some point, and instead of focusing on relationships with women, they focused on basically their relationship with themselves, stacking cash, and their relationship with God. So now you end up with guys who have 20, 30, 40, even $50,000 after several years, sometimes after even a year, and they realize, you know what? If I just live far below my means, I don't have to work at all. For example, I day trade crypto. I have investments in the stock market. I have, I have dividends. There's a lot of guys who collect dividends, and or they live in a state where where rent might only be $500 a month still. Yes, it still happens. And they can basically get by, or even $750 a month, and they can basically get by just working a few odd jobs. Okay, when I say odd jobs, I mean just doing some DoorDash or Uber Eats or Amazon Flex. There's all of these programs right now where they just deliver packages. A lot of these men are doing this. So it's not necessarily they don't work, they're just not working as much. And they're doing it on their terms, their own terms. There are some men who are also just doing only seasonal work. So, for example, the guys who keep our streets clean during the winter time in places where you have snow, though that's seasonal work. So they only work a couple of months out of the year, and then they go chill. But even a lot of guys aren't even doing that because they don't have to anymore. As a man, you don't need much to survive. There's also a lot of men who damage their bodies over the course of their lives, and they fully qualify for Social Security disability. So they're going and they're applying for Social Security disability and they're collecting Social Security disability and they're living their best lives and they're relaxing. And they have large amounts of money in the bank. Even 30, 40,000. Some have way more than that. They're collecting Social Security disability. The Social Security disability covers their rent. It covers the cost of their rent. It covers their main living expenses, so rent and utilities. Now all they need is food. And oh wait, check this out. They're also qualifying for an EBT card, so they're going and collecting EBT. And they also qualify for Medicaid, so they're going and collecting Medicaid. So now they have, let's say, $300 a month coming in food stamps. That's really what it is, EBT. They have their housing costs covered. They have their utilities covered by their SSS, by their Social Security disability. And as a result of that, what else do they really need? They have a gaming PC or a PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3. A lot of people are still doing retro. They have all the entertainment they could want and need. So they play video games, sleep, and enjoy self-gratification because they don't need a relationship, nor do they want a relationship, because they realize not only is the juice not worth the squeeze, it never was. They don't want the stress, and it's nicer not having anyone around to bother you. Women not only price themselves out of the dating economy, but they made themselves extremely unattractive to men, in the sense that men now view women as not an asset to their lives, but someone or something that will bring conflict and constant problems into their lives. And men don't want to fight. Men don't want to argue. Men just want to live their lives, enjoy their lives, and that's it. It's sad saying this, but it's true when I say that women did this to themselves. They absolutely did this to themselves. And they're going to have to deal with this. They're going to have to deal with these consequences. They're going to have to deal with what they've created for themselves. Guys, these economic conditions are really very interesting, because modern women cannot find any way of dealing with this other than looking for a man right now. They need a man to rescue them. They need a man to save them. And men just aren't doing that. And by the way, if you don't have your money together, you should definitely check out our crypto trading for dummies blueprint. In this blueprint, we basically teach you how to day trade crypto. We teach you the most simple methods to use that allow you to begin day trading crypto right away. It's so simple, even a fifth grader can do it. And you'll basically be able to begin making your money quickly, making your money rapidly, and subsidizing your lifestyle using just day trading instead of having to be out there trying to hustle and bustle with a 9 to 5. And as I've said already, those luxurious 9 to 5s are going away. So you really need to take action as quickly as possible so you don't end up homeless or in one of those Tyrone tent cities. I just want to tell you a little bit about the Crypto Trading for Dummies blueprint. With this blueprint, you'll learn how crypto day trading can help you earn daily profits, even starting small. Imagine making $30 a day with $100, or even hundreds daily trading small amounts. Working just an hour a day. It's written so simply that even a fifth grader can do it. With banks collapsing and the economy in chaos, this skill is your lifeline. Click the link in the description to check it out now. I mean, guys, it's really, things are not going to improve. Anyone who thinks things are going to improve are fools. But the thing is that right now we have the opportunity to absolutely kill it. Okay? Those of us that are willing to put in the work, Those of us that are willing to chase the money right now, we're going to be the ones that ultimately succeed. A lot of Sims are going to collapse under the weight and under the pressure because they have not been preparing for hard times. We have been preparing for hard times, and that's the reason why that we are going to survive and thrive. It's not 10 million, it's over 30 million men that have dropped out of the workforce, now more like 35 to 40 million men, and they don't even want to report a number. First, they were saying 1 million men, then they said 3 million men, then they said 7 million men, then they said 10 million men. It is over 30 million men. It's around 35 to 40 million men right now, and that number continues to climb rapidly. What do you guys think regarding all of this? Do you agree that modern women have basically priced themselves out of the relationships, and men are just going to continue walking away rapidly, and they'll basically live simple lives of luxury and comfort as women basically face hardship, destitution, and poverty? Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWM and walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.